So we're standing in front of our garden, which we grow wonderful food for our cafe, and we employ it with really great young men from our community who are working hard to produce wholesome food and not get bit by bees. And it's headed up by Maurice Small, and the project was started this year.
I began to pick up compost from the Lucky's Cafe, walking by what was a vacant lot and doing it twice a week to pick up coffee grounds and old bread and lettuce and whatever else they had in the compost buckets was a dream. Wherever I go, I see food, and much like La Dame d'Escoffier, you know, food is everything. And when you can walk by grass and envision food, over time, that vision becomes reality. We were able to, you know, manipulate, you know, local resources to allow us to create and prepare the beauty that you see behind us right now. And with Keith's help, he's a general contractor and builder here in Tremont. He was able to, with his crew, you know, substantiate, you know, a wonderful bed of growth out of dead wood that was culled from an old cemetery. This garden represents life as well as death, because the old tree is holding life. And these young men that are supporting this garden and different gardens around the neighborhood are also, you know, from death, because when I say supporting death, there's something that could have been juvenile home, drug dealing, breaking into people's houses and things like that. But instead, the vision was to turn these young men, not that they were heading that way, but to give them an opportunity.
I want to eat my own food. I want to get into the program.
There's life and there's death represented. And all of the things that we're using, the brew waste and the trube and the soils, everything is balanced.
People are very excited. When we create a menu for our Saturday, Sunday brunch, we try to use what's in season and what's out of the garden. And as a chef, to be able to go out to the garden every Saturday morning and harvest something and incorporate it into the food and cook with it, there's really nothing like it. Well, we already harvested all of our lettuce, which we ran some salad specials, which went, you know, right out the door. People were loving them.
Onions.
Onions, definitely. That's gone. Then we've done some roasting of the onions for salads. This
cilantro.
last week, yep, cilantro on our breakfast burritos. This last week we ran pesto pasta with our gold tomatoes.
The basil,
with
of course.
Basil, and that was, people loved it. It's like still hot from the garden, which is the craziest thing.
And she'll say, Keith, go out and get me some basil. And I'll run out the door and I'll go grab a couple of stalks of basil and I'll bring them in, and she'll chop them up real quick, and it'll go right out within 15 seconds of being pulled out of the garden. There's nothing like that.
I think customers really appreciate that too, that we're, you know, we really are using our produce.
I was here the day that they actually planted like the little startings, and I went out a couple days later and bought some too, because I saw how good they were growing.
When we had the opening, as you recall, we had kids making tiles that are now in the ground, and everybody has a bit of an ownership stake in the whole garden itself. And people come here and they talk about what's changed and how good things are growing. And I think also people are really excited that these vegetables are being used in the food that are being served here. And they like the fact that these boys are here and they're working so hard on a 99-degree day.
And then there's a little section of what futuristically will be a patio and a path that was started at our groundbreaking ceremony, which were tiles made by everybody who was present, using broken pieces of ceramics from our cafe. And it's really cool to see, because everybody got to do a tile or many tiles, and seeing them in a patio setting is really interesting.
And not only is Heather a talented baker, but she also used a tractor to put the dirt in these things, and she finished the concrete out for the patio too.
Yes, I did. It was like icing a huge cake. I got to smooth out concrete, which was very exciting.
And she was better than the guys that do it for a living.
So, you know, if this baking thing doesn't work out, I probably will have to quit the La Dames, but, you know, I have a future in concrete, which is nice. Yeah.